Alright, so I thought I would film a next video for Brainwave Power Music. This is the next step, which is going to be how to lucid dream. I've explained the benefits and why you'd want to. And so this, hope you enjoy the scenery by the way, this is going to be how to lucid dream in as simple steps as I can think to explain. So the first thing you need to do is 80% of us, probably more actually, more like 90% of us, don't remember our dreams, or at least we don't remember anywhere near as many of the dreams, anywhere near as many as we're actually having. You know, every night we have, you know, a big handful of dreams every single night, and you know, most of them are quite vivid if you actually remember them, but most of us, as I said, 80-90% of us don't actually remember them, and that's because, well, to be quite frank, we don't practice remembering them, we never try. So let me just get up here to this viewpoint. So the best and most effective way of remembering your dreams is to actually just try to really practice trying to remember them. So write your dreams down every single morning in a dream journal. If you can't remember any dreams, just write down something like no dreams recalled, or you know, none today, none tonight. And over time, after a few days and maybe even a week or two, you will start remembering them, and you'll notice this quite rapidly. You'll start remembering more and more the more you try and write down. So do that every single morning. That's the first step. Second step is you need to meditate. Meditation is something which has a bit of a strange reputation in the Western world, I would say, especially England. However, it's something which has been scientifically proven by over 1,000 studies to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and make you feel better. It's amazing to me that they don't teach meditation in schools, but the world and the systems that govern the world tend to be very out of date and are very often not in our best interests, but that's another topic. So meditation has been proven to be really beneficial. It also helps you stay in the lucid dream longer, and it also helps you fall asleep faster, feel more aware, a whole bunch of benefits really. So try meditating every single morning. Start with 10 minutes and then work your way up to about 20 minutes a morning. And just doing that will have a big impact on your lucid dreaming and dreaming life, and just your life in general. You'll feel better. Trust me, you'll feel great. So do that. The next thing, I'm going to walk down here towards the town. So the next thing is you need to do what's called reality checks. Now, a reality check is where you test whether you're dreaming or not. Most of us go through life on sort of like an autopilot type situation, where we're not really aware of what we're doing. We don't think about our commute to work. We don't think about the fine, intricate details of the scenes around us. We actually, I can't remember the exact psychological term, but we use, I think it's called blueprints or schemas or something like this, where we don't actually pay attention to at least half of the details around us at any given time. At least half, probably more like 70%. We don't pay attention to, we ignore. And so if you were to ask yourself a question, like for example, what was the pattern on the ceiling in your maths classroom, for example? So a classroom where you probably spent a long period of time. Imagine if you were like me, you were probably staring at the ceiling quite a bit out of boredom. But I couldn't tell you the pattern because I was using a schema. Okay, so a schema is like a shortcut your brain uses. Instead of taking in all of the information of every single scene you're in at any given time, it uses guidelines. So you walk into the classroom, you notice the teacher at the front, the desks, the walls, the windows, and so you immediately lock into your schema or your blueprint, your idea of what a classroom should be like. And so you don't pay attention to the intricate details, the patterns on the ceiling tiles, the spacing between the desks, the colour of the desk, the thickness of the wood on the desks, all of these details and probably loads more, you completely ignore. You don't even take them in consciously, or even subconsciously for that matter. So pay attention to the details. And just bringing this back to reality checks, the reality check is a way of testing whether you're actually awake or not. So when you do a reality check, you need to be completely aware of all of those details. You don't want to be using schemas when you do reality checks. You want to be really critical of everything around you. So in the classroom example, you don't want to just walk into the classroom and think, oh, I'm in a classroom, no need to pay attention to the details. I've been in many classrooms, I know what they should be like, and this one's roughly the same as all the others. Don't do that. Be like Sherlock Holmes. Pay attention to every single detail as if you're experiencing it for the first time. And as you're doing that, ask yourself the question, am I dreaming? I hope I've not rambled too much, by the way. I've sort of got carried away when I was walking on this. This is a ski trail in Bansko, Bulgaria. Anyway, so pay attention to the details, okay? You can do this anywhere. You don't have to be sitting down at home You can do this anywhere. You don't have to be sitting down at home to do this. It can be done on the go, and it should be done on the go, actually. It should be done every time you hear or see something strange or unusual, but also just 20 or 30 times a day as a standard. You should be doing these reality checks, these tests. So, an example, I'm actually going to have to put the camera down to show you this. Let's put it down here. Okay, so an example of a reality check is you would take this hand and you would try and push this finger through the palm of this hand. As you do it, you'll always feel the same resistance. It will always feel like it's not going to go through. But what will happen is in a lucid dream, or in a dream I should say, it's not lucid yet, the finger will go through the palm, because if you expect it to do that, it will. So as I've said in several of my videos, all the time I talk about lucid dreaming, what you expect to happen is usually what will happen. So try and expect it to happen. As you push it through, obviously be critical of all the details, the intricacies around you, and ask yourself the question, am I dreaming? Like right now, are you dreaming? How do you know? How can you prove it to yourself? Not to me, but how can you prove it to yourself and your conscious awareness? How can you make yourself certain that you're not dreaming right now? Anyway, that's the basis of reality checks. So do those 20 or 30 times a day. I have an app, if you have an iPhone, which reminds you to do them. You can set it to do random reminders and also periodical at certain intervals of time. The app is called How to Lucid. You can find it on the App Store. It's not on Android, I'm afraid, but it will be soon. And so those are the three fundamentals, the three basics. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the fourth step, which is, it's not a technique as such, but it's a way which you can you can force yourself to A, remember more of your dreams and immediately remember at least 2 or 3 dreams in one night, and B, give yourself a very high chance of having one of them be lucid. So here's what you do. And I should say, you should do this on a day where you don't have to, let me just check we're still recording. Yeah, we're still recording. You should do this on a day where you don't have to be up the next morning. You're going to feel tired after doing this, okay? It's not a long-term technique. I wouldn't advise doing this every single day. But this is, if you're a beginner, how you can go from having no experience to having vivid dreams that you remember in one night, or maybe even 2 nights maximum, and how to have your first lucid dream pretty quickly. So here's what you do. You set an alarm on your phone, a timer, to go off every 90 minutes throughout the entire night. Now your sleep cycles are 90 minutes long. That's no coincidence. That's why I'm telling you to set it for 90 minutes. Because you want to wake yourself up at the end, roughly near the end, of every single sleep cycle for the whole night. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend doing this long term because it will make you tired. But what it will do is, so within a sleep cycle, which is 90 minutes, you have 4 sleep stages. The 4th sleep stage is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, which is where your eyes dart around. Some people theorised that the reason they do that is to interact with the dream. It's not been proven, but what has been proven is that REM sleep is where you're most likely to lucid dream, and it's also longest towards the end of the night, which is why most techniques focus on the last sleep cycle. However, what I'm suggesting you do is, because we actually dream in every single sleep cycle. From the moment we go to sleep, that first 90-minute cycle, at the end of that cycle we have dreams. And we have dreams in every single cycle until we wake up. It's just that the last cycle happens to be the longest and the most likely to be lucid. So you're going to be waking yourself up with this timer every 90 minutes, and it's very likely that you're going to cut into the REM sleep, or you're going to wake yourself up just after the REM sleep, meaning you're very likely to remember your dreams and become lucid in at least one of them. Even if you don't become lucid, worst case scenario, you're going to have lots of things to write in your dream journal, especially like a breakthrough moment for you if you've not remembered any dreams for a while, or if you find it hard to remember details. The chances are you're having the dreams, but they're being overwritten and deleted by every successive sleep cycle until the moment you wake up, where you just don't remember them. So practice. I'm going to walk this way now. This is near the end of the video. Practice doing that maybe once a week, and then focus on the 3 fundamentals. That is it. If you want to learn more, I have lots of videos on my channel, howtolucid.com. You can find a link in the description. And I do also have a lucid dreaming course called the Lucid Dreaming Bootcamp, but I actually wouldn't suggest you get that if you're a complete beginner, because most people that I've spoken to don't want to invest money into something straight away. They want to just learn the basics, learn, do you actually want to learn how to lucid dream? Why would you want to learn how to lucid dream? So, but if you are really interested in this, then the bootcamp is a step-by-step program that forces you to lucid dream. It tells you exactly what to do step by step, each step of the way. There's a link for that in the description. But failing that, just go and look at my free videos on howtolucid.com, the website or the channel, the YouTube channel. And I hope you found this useful, guys. It's been a bit of a long video. Yeah, we're at 10 minutes now. But that is how you lucid dream. Leave a comment letting me know what you think, and obviously subscribe to Brainwave Power Music if you're not already, and I'll see you next time.